Hello friends! In this video you'll see how the actors of the movie Ghost changed. You'll know their real names and age. I will show you how they looked then in 1990 and what's with them now in 2022. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! Sam Wheat is Molly's sweetheart. He is well versed in banking, used to clearly do his job and understand all the nuances. Sam can be assertive and doesn't tend to appropriate someone else, played by Patrick Swayze, who died in 2009 of pancreatic cancer. Carl Brunner works together with Sam and had a good relationship with him. In reality, he's a rather mean and hypocritical man who only cares about his own skin. Carl doesn't take friendship seriously and has a somewhat ruthless nature, played by Tony Goldwyn. Subway Ghost met on the way of Sam Wheat. He doesn't like strangers on his territory, tends to be aggressive and suffers from memory lapses. Moments can be kind and taught Sam to be tangible, played by Vincent Schiavelli, who died in 2005 from lung cancer. Oda Mae's sister is a fraud and helps Oda accompanying clients to a session, according to the records available. She's quite polite, quiet, and tends to worry about her loved ones. She was played by Gail Boggs. Willie Lopez has been involved in illegal activities, particularly robbery, fraud, and time after time has run some errands from Carl Brunner, including the possibility of committing murder, played by Rick Aviles, who died of heart failure in 1995. Mover Micah Foley is a delivery guy who was hired to move furniture to Sam and Molly's apartment. He is quite strong physically, but sometimes doesn't always know how to deliver some large items to the apartment. He usually works in pairs with a partner. Emergency Room Ghost was the first Sam was able to communicate with after his death. He is quite good-natured and immediately sees his own kind and can gladly enlighten new souls about some things, played by Phil Leeds, who died of pneumonia in 1998. Oda Mae's sister helps her at the salon, where she is always present for Fal's OG Boris and is usually the one who accepts the fee for the appointment. She can genuinely care about her sister, but doesn't believe in her gift, played by Armelia McQueen. Police sergeant works for one of the New York City police departments on the Sam Wheat murder case. He's responsible for checking information and collecting evidence as cases are investigated. He's not a believer in the paranormal. The role is played by Stephen Root. Orticia was one of Oda Mae Brown's clients who approached her to get in touch with her deceased spouse Orlando. She cared about her appearance and loved to experiment with her hair, played by Vivian Bonnell, who passed away in 2003 from diabetes. Rose Martina Degnan works in banking in the same department as Carl and Sam, running errands for the latter. She is smiling, has a good memory, and clearly knows the habits of her superiors. Rose mainly takes calls and relays information to her superiors. Susan works in the same company as Sam Wheat. She is polite, punctual, and accustomed to strict adherence to the chain of command. At work, she dresses quite discreetly and is often seen in skirt suits and with minimal jewelry. She was played by Susan Breslau. Woman Ghost is one of the many souls who have come to Oda Mae asking for help. She has somewhat impatient nature and can show resentment because of it. Played by Alma Beltran, who died in 2007 of natural causes. Lyle Ferguson is a bank employer whom Sam Wheat knew well and with whom he worked for 5 years. One of his duties is to close accounts, but he has a poor memory and tends to be gullible. He can very drunk at the holidays. He was played by Bruce Jarchow. Minister often conducts funeral rites and has also conducted Sam Wheat's burial procedure. He's able to give the right speeches, find the right intonation, and has a fairly loud voice. He has a good memory. Usually wears black clothes. Played by Sam Tsutsuwas. Nun Faye Brenner is one of the representatives of St. Joseph's Shelter for the Homeless. She does good works and, along with the other nuns, time after time raises money for the needs of the shelter. She's grateful and never judges others for their actions. Cemetery Ghost Sharon Breslow Carnell dwells in the same place that Sam Wheat was buried. She is able to recognize living and stranded souls like her, but is not prone to show aggression and is generally quite friendly. Wears a blue dress with a fine pattern. Bank Guard Tom Finnegan works in the same place where Sam used to work. He clearly adheres to the established order, is not accustomed to taking the word of outsiders, and will not let anyone through without prior agreement with bank officials or supervisors. Bank co-worker is an employee of the banking department and is also a colleague of Carl Brunner. He is a pretty involved person who doesn't stand by when others have problems and can offer help. Played by William Cort, who passed away from cancer in 1993. Policewoman is paired with a sergeant who handles Sam Wheat's murder case. She tends to be ironic and prefers to use only verified information and evidence in her work. She doesn't like to be distracted by trivia. The role is performed by Laura Drake. Bank officer works in the new account opening department. She is attentive and can treat customers politely, even though they may behave a little oddly at times. She likes to wear pearl jewelry, played by Charlotte Zucker, who died of cancer in 2007. Arsenio Hall participates in TV shows where he not infrequently performs humorous numbers. He feels comfortable in the frame, knows how to make it right, and can also joke about himself calmly. Played by Arsenio Hall. Autumn Mae Brown, Whoopi Goldberg, is the emotional owner of a spirit parlor where she used to hold false sessions. After an encounter with Sam's spirit, she awakened unique abilities that allow her to hear the voices of souls and receive them into her body. Molly Johnson, Demi Moore, is the girlfriend of Sam, for whom she has sincere and deep feelings. She has a sense of beauty, is able to tastefully furnish an apartment, and is able to create various objects from clay with her hands. Molly loves going to the theater. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please share it on social networks, like it, and of course subscribe to the channel.